What's up, y'all? I'm back with another session of frequently asked questions to a blind guy. Um, if you're tuning in for the first time, um, 2015, I had a incident where I had two strokes in the back of my eyes, connected to my retinas. Um, the medical term for what happened to me is called central retinal occlusion. Um, but where it came from is still to be known. Um, the doctors don't know. So on with the questions. One of the questions that was asked of me on numerous occasions was, uh, "Do I think I ever will get my sight back?" And naturally, I'm not sure, um, because I did regain some sight in my right eye. My left eye is still blind, but I don't know. Naturally, I have the faith in God, knowing that if He could give me back the little bit that He did give me, then He can give me back all of my sight. Um, I used to say that I didn't want my sight back after a while because I gotten so used to acclimating myself as a visually impaired or blind individual that I didn't want to start over again, um, because I felt like even though I did have my sight before, um, the world wouldn't be the same to me after I have went through everything that I went through to get to the point of where um, I'm stable with my disability. But um, medically, I know there's something probably out there. Um, when I asked, there wasn't anything anymore. Um, there was something, but I can't remember exactly the term um, to try to get my sight to come back. But all in all, I changed my mind about that saying because my wife said to me one day that it was selfish, and I kind of was taken aback because I was like, "How is that selfish?" Because you know, this is the the steps and the strides that I had to take to get where I am now. Was like, if I could avoid anything, I want to avoid doing that again. I want to avoid having to adjust totally and completely to a new world. So when she started to explain it to me, she was like, "Well, we're gonna have kids, and we already have a daughter, so." Yeah, if you did get your sight back, you would be able to do things more than you are now. Just be just be honest. Um, your mobility would be better. You could see where you're going. The things that you had to worry about, you wouldn't have to worry no more. But it was mainly, for the kids and to see my wife. For my wife to see me um, become a miracle before her eyes because of her faith in God. You know, you you don't know what you don't know what God is going to do um, at any given moment in time. So you have to put it in His hands as much as you want to control the situation. You have to put everything in His hands because it may seem like you got control, but you ain't got no control at all over any situation. He's a he's allowing you to think that you are controlling the situation, which is ultimately why he has all the power, because he allows you when he doesn't have to. Um, that's another subject. But yeah, naturally, I'm believing in God that He will do whatever He wants to do and whatever you know is in His will. If I had to stay like this for the rest of my life, then I will, and I'm going to continue to serve God in the midst of that. And if He does give me my sight back, I'm going to still praise Him even more, you know, for that, because like I've said before, there's a reason why this happened to me. There's a reason why I'm doing these videos. It's to encourage the people who may be going through anything, not just having a disability or being blind or, what have you. Just, encouraging, you guys to keep pressing forward, and whatever turmoil is going on in your life is only to test your faith and your strength. But you don't have any strength without God. So yeah, that's one question in a nutshell. The second question is a very interesting question. Kind of very very uh, you know kind of got me, because it was a question that I used to ask myself all the time, and one that connects to the question is, you know, how can I see my wife, and do I know what she looks like? I actually do, because she was she is a member at our church, you know, and when I first saw her, it was just like, who in the world is that? And I was just like, wow, she's gorgeous, but I didn't pursue her at the time, So, years go by, and then I lost my sight 2015. And in 2016, some of the greatest courage got up in me to just ask this girl, if she wanted to be friends, and who knows where it may go from there, but just initially being friends and starting that bond, many relationships that I had before, I never, I'm not going to say never, but I didn't strive to continue the friend phase before getting into a serious relationship, which is probably why some of them didn't last. Don't get me wrong, there were girlfriends or what have you that were very, very, very great people. I have no hard feelings against the good or the bad ones, but we broke up off of differences, whatever. Just a good clean breakup, and like I said, no hard feelings or anything like that. You know, like even with what I would say bad girlfriends, I have no hard will towards anybody. I've forgiven everybody for what they have done, said to me, because guess what? I wasn't the best person in the picture either. I wasn't perfect. You know, I didn't do everything by the book. You know, other than being a strong believer in being loyal and faithful to your significant other, I was a pretty arrogant cat, on the low. And sometimes back then my arrogance got me in trouble. But anyway, I've seen my wife before, you know, years before I asked her to be friends, and um, I was just, after this girl, very persistent and consistent. I wasn't gonna let her go. I told her, if you would have said no to me when I asked you to be friends, then my whole world would have crushed down, because it doesn't matter. I can accept rejection, but I just couldn't accept rejection from her. But yeah. So I seen her before. My wife is gorgeous, you know, and you know, you would be a liar if you say, when you see a person for the first time, you didn't see what they looked like, what they looked like before you actually met the person. You'd be a liar. When I first saw her, I was very attracted, starstruck almost. And then, you know, we started to be friends, and then I saw this, this, this bird, you know, and it just one of a kind, just flying by itself in any crowd, stand out in any crowd, and you know, we finally, made it official after about a year and a half or two of persistent and consistent trying. And some days it was just, regular. But finally made it official, and then I proposed to her on New Year's Eve, and we've been together since October of 2017. Please don't kill me, baby. Yeah, so the 18. Was it 18? Nah, it was. Wait, 18? Yeah, 18. Yeah, 18. Okay, 18, because we got married May 17th, 2019, on her birthday. But to answer that question, yeah, I've seen her before. I know what she looks like, and it doesn't even matter what she did or didn't look like when I initiated, a friendship with her, because at that time I couldn't really see anything either. So it didn't matter to me. Um, so the other question connected to that is, how do I see my kids? Now, now I had the biggest question. The first question that popped up in my head when my wife got pregnant, and I kept on questioning, God and myself, and asking if he was going to have the same condition I did, and that really was something that I didn't want to happen to my son, because I knew what it was like, and the last thing I wanted for my boy is to have to go through what I went through, trying to accomplish life. But my daughter, I haven't seen her. You know, I came into her life when she was young, and at that time I lost my sight, so I never seen her. But there are days where we're under a good enough light, and I can catch glimpses of what she may look like, and her eyes. They're so big and bold and happy. And my son, the first time I ever really saw his face fully, there was a picture taken at his christening, and it was like dead on his face. Everything was just blown up, and it was like the perfect image where I could really put the pieces of the puzzle together for his face, because everybody says he looks just like me, and when I saw his eyes, it just really, you know, it just reminded me of what I used to look like when I looked in the mirror. So, um, that's that in a nutshell. But you know, that was a deep one. I ain't expect to do that. But if you have any more questions, feel free to just send them to me and ask me. You know, and I'm greatly appreciative of the people who are tuning in and viewing my videos, and just taking something from it and being inspired and being encouraged to just move forward. I hope I'm encouraging people out there to just keep going, put it all in God's hand and keep going. I hope I am, because these videos would be for naught. So that's it. Like I said, you can inbox me questions, whatever, send me questions, and I'll be glad to answer them. All right? I love you guys, and God bless.